So how would you assess the quality of the safety play you're getting opposite Mink? I know there were some runs that Ashton didn't appear to take the right angle on. Does there need to be improvement there?
I'll say when you're talking about like tackling angles, that's something that all of us collectively can always work. That's something we stress every day. Doesn't matter if it's Mink himself, if it's Ashton, if it's Trader, like tackling and tracking angles are very important at that position. So I think they've been pretty solid. I think there's obviously some plays that we'd like to improve on, and that's stuff that we hit in the meeting room and out on the field, try to correct and get them in the best position they can to take those proper angles and get that guy on the ground.
Ryan, it's easy for us to be critical. What do you see that you like out there from your guys?
Yeah, I think these guys are they're great to be around. They have high energy. They have good football, very good football IQ. They're beginning to, obviously, with our situation, like all the way back from last year to this year, the fluidity of the position and who's playing, to get these guys week in and week out gelling with each other and learning some of the complexities within the scheme and how to play off of each other. I like how they're beginning to bond as the weeks go, and they work very hard. They're very intense. They understand football. They play off of each other well, and they all do a good job helping the others. Like whatever they see makes good with the young guys, with the vets, and all that. So it's been good in that regard.
When we talk about five-man units, it's usually the offensive line. They need to spend time together. Tell me about the secondary and how long does it take them to gel? How vital is that playing off of each other and understanding what the next guy is going to do?
Yeah, it's important. It's important when you're talking about DB play, especially like you said with five of them, and when you have situations where guys can just swing in and out of the roles that they're in, whether it's going from safety to nickel, corner to nickel, or just coming in and playing nickel. So it is important. Hopefully it keeps getting better. There's been some good things, some things that they need to work on as far as communication with each other, but that's just with every position, and that's what practice is for. And every week also presents kind of a new challenge and a new recognition of what you're seeing and understanding how to use your technique and apply it to put yourself in the best position.
What have you seen from Juju Brents in practice, and do you think he could play in the nickel? Does he have the skill set to do that?
We like what we see. He's got size, he's got length. He pretty much looks like a point guard out there playing corner. So he's got those measurables. We're excited to work with him every week that we have him, every day that we have him. We see improvement, whether it's look team, whether it's defense. So we're just trying to figure out how that combination is going to work, and that's what practice is for. And we like what we see there, and we're expecting him to keep improving, and we'll see what happens after that.
And with Bonner, you're obviously getting solid work from Jack and Rasul, so there's no opportunity for Juju and Bonner. But what's the skill that you guys think deserves more time investing in him as he's in year 3 now?
Yeah, it's the same skill set that we've seen from Ethan since he's been here. It's also a little bit of it is just staying healthy. If he can stay healthy and put that consistency together, we like the size, we like the speed. He's been good challenging the football. So we do like what we see out of Ethan, and if he can stay healthy and keep improving, we're excited about that.
Matt McConkey is a guy who is obviously good at Georgia, good last year. I saw him at the Senior Bowl. What kind of problems does he present? What do you have to really guard against with him?
Yeah, he's a solid player. They have a good mix of offensive skill. Like I know their running back situation, there's been some guys on IR, but they still have guys that they can plug and play. The receivers all present different amount of issues, problems from a defensive perspective. They're solid players, and Ladd does a good job creating space, taking advantage of the underneath zones, taking advantage of the intermediate zones, and he's pretty good with the ball in his hands. So he's done a good job for them. He's definitely someone that you have to be aware of where he is at all times.
How much does it benefit you that you have two cornerbacks who have experience playing the nickel? I mean, I know it's a very specific position that requires physicality, but you also have to cover a great deal of range, and it seems like Iffy and Mika can do that.
It's very beneficial. anytime you have guys like that that can just swing inside or outside from the perimeter to the nickel spot, or even from the safety to the nickel spot, that does help you a ton, because now they can help like diagnose things and understand how to play concepts from just the experience of seeing different route concepts, seeing it from different positions, and understanding what they're going to get with different concepts. And with those guys that you mentioned, physicality is a big thing too. So we know those guys, if they're ever in there, in that nickel position, would go in there and they would throw their pads around, be physical, use their arms to get off block, do everything they can to get that ball on the ground.
With Trader, what was it that he showed you guys, even though he had a very limited very limited training camp because of injuries? What was it that he showed you guys that warranted playing time?
He is a old soul when it comes to football. Like he does a great job of preparing himself every week. It didn't matter if Dante was hurt or practicing. Everything you got from him from an off the field perspective and a preparation perspective was the exact same. He approached it every day like he was ready to play. He did a very good job picking up the defense. He's very good with his communication, which we stress a bunch, obviously, from the defensive perspective and the secondary room. And then his skill set, is something we're excited about. He has the speed, he has the physicality, he has some ball skills. So we are excited about those things from a physical perspective, but then also what he provides from a football character and learning perspective as well.